Could snails help us cure blindness? Believe it or not, this snail might hold the key to restoring human vision. In the next few seconds, you're gonna learn about a tiny snail that has big hope for restoring human vision. Here's the deal. This little snail has an eye that looks a lot like yours or mine. Apple snails have camera-type eyes, complete with cornea, lens, and retina, just like ours. That's because both snails and humans have camera-type eyes with a cornea, lens, and retina. And like us, snails can also go blind from an eye injury or disease. But unlike us, when a snail loses an eye, it can grow a whole new one in about 30 days. Here's a time lapse of a snail regenerating its eye. At first, there's just a little nub where the eye used to be. Then slowly but surely, new eye tissue grows out, completely wiring itself back into the snail's nervous system over time. Now scientists haven't figured out exactly what genes control this incredible feat, but they did recently discover a gene called PAX6 that seems to be involved. When researchers used CRISPR to deactivate PAX6 in snail embryos, those snails ended up with no eyes at all. So PAX6 seems to be a pretty important gene for eye development. Not only is this discovery exciting because it could help us understand how eyes work and what goes wrong when they do end, it's also exciting because, well, snails are actually great models for this kind of research. Here's why. First, golden apple snails breed super quickly. They can go from a couple of mating adults to hundreds of baby snails in less than 2 months. Second, they stay small, compact, and contained, which makes them easier to keep track of in a lab setting. And third, they don't go through metamorphosis, which is like a really complicated set of transformations that most insects go through. Having all these advantages makes snails the perfect animals for studying eye regeneration, which could one day help restore sight to millions of people who are blind or visually impaired. But first, we need to figure out if humans have the same genetic switch for eye repair. If we can find it, we might be able to trigger that switch and help people regenerate their eyes. So what do you think? Leave your thoughts below and be sure to follow for more ways that nature is helping us solve big problems.